started here. Doing a little Sid Meier's Colonization. This is the follow up to Civilization. Outside of the Civ Net play. Um, but I played this way back when. The update on that was 1995. Don't know if there was one before that. So the idea is this is the essentially the European settlement of the Americas, and all of the drama and potentially unfortunate circumstances that come about. So you get to there's four European powers to pick from. Of course, England, France, Spain, the Netherlands. Um, should be pretty easy to comprehend that. So each of them has a different kind of ability. I mentioned it down below. So England gets increased immigrants. They'll get more people in. Um, so immigration is based off of your religious production, and England needs less religious production to get an immigrant. Um, France has better cooperation with the natives. They generate less alarm. They generate less aggression and hostility, and they find it easier to make peace. And they have better trade deals with the natives. Spain does the exact opposite. They get a bonus to attacking natives, and I believe they also get a bonus to the treasure that they receive. The Netherlands, they're more based on trade. They specifically they get the advantage where prices don't really crash in Europe. So what will happen is this is ultimately more of an economic sim than a military one. You're going to be bringing goods back to Europe, and hang on a second. There we go. Turn that up a little bit. There we are. You're going to be bringing goods back to Europe, and the problem is prices can crash if you're not careful. So if you say, let's say you just trade rum, well, the rum price will fall because you're kind of flooding the market. Netherlands doesn't have that as much. In addition, each of them has a different beneficial starting condition. The Netherlands gets a better ship, can carry more goods, and can move faster. The Spanish start with a veteran soldier. They fight better. The French start with an additional. They don't start with additional. They start with an upgraded pioneer. Um, so that way they can clear land and do things like that better. And the English start with absolutely goddamn nothing. Um, they get basic soldier, basic pioneer, and the small caravel. Kind of sucks to be England. Um, Except until you start exploding, and all of your you get these all these people in. I usually like to play the Netherlands because this is primarily an economic sim. Trade is going to be very important. Um, the French and the Spanish can also be good, but I think, like I said, you're dealing with your primary interaction is not trading with the natives and is not conquering the natives. Um, you can do that, but you do take penalties at the end of the game if you've done so. The Netherlands, I said you're going to want. I'll put it this way: a market crash is going to affect every single one of these other people, no matter what they try to do, and the Netherlands just does not get that as much, and means you can really keep your economy going. So I'm going to be playing as them. It's the most important thing, and I'm also going to be cutting the music more than likely. maybe not. Just a little history on the Dutch and now what they do. So so yeah, as I mentioned, commodity prices do not collapse as quickly, and they recover more quickly. Oh, this is just you know your objective: sell the new world. Go get money. Okay. So this screen right here is actually generating the world. So we'll just have to give it a second. It's going to cut whenever it's done. It's just basically, hey, you're going off to the new world. And you're gonna do some things. So it's a little, it's almost kind of quaint. You're leaving on a voyage of discovery, commissioned, blessed by the stadtholder of the Netherlands, and depending on what you choose for your title and your nation, these words will change. You, as appropriate to explore the ocean sea. I should be kicking over in a second. Find uncharted lands, and there we go. Alrighty, got a little. Cut the music for right now. Oops. Wrong one. Sound options and goodbye. Background music and event music. We'll kick those in a little bit. So as you see, we start with the merchantman, and this is all we know of the world. Now, fortunately, we can sail in, and on board this merchantman, we have a regular soldier and a regular pioneer. Now, these soldiers and pioneers are actually we've discovered the new world, this new Netherlands. The soldiers and there's a native waiting for us. So the soldiers and the pioneers, they have they're essentially modifiers on top of an existing colonist class. So in this case, they're both going to be free colonists, which means completely unspecialized, um, but can learn a specialty. Um, so we're going to try to find a really good place to land. Let's see here. I think this would be a good spot, except I could tell that there's desert here. I think there's desert here. Let's see. Let's see. Otherwise, this would be a good place. And there's with the natives. The Cherokee have 26 villages. Whoa. All right. Well, that's going to be fun. All right. So actually, this was a really good place to land because even though there's a bit of a swamp here, we don't really like that. But we do have a bonus tree, which is great. We have an oasis, which will be good for farming, and we have a mountain, good for ore. Um, let's see here, what spot is this? A rainforest. I mean, it's going to give us when we clear that out. It's going to give us ore in the city. We'll get into all that in just a second. Wetland forest, rainforest. We've got a tropical forest. Tropical forest, prime timber. Now, unlike civilization, you do not get the fat cross of where let's say I found it here. If this were civilization 1 or 2, um, you would get you, essentially your resource border would be like this. Essentially two away, but not not catty cornered. Um, Instead, you just have the immediate surroundings. So do bear that in mind. It does make a difference. So we're going to go ahead and settle here. I like this place. Let's see. Let's look around a little bit more, and I'll get into all of our goods in just a minute. I just want to see what else we have around here. Oh, spot with some deer, but this is not somewhere where we want to build a city up here. This is not very good, mainly because there's not a lot of ore to be had here. We do need ore. Okay, we're going to wait on those pioneers. We're going to let the soldiers build. And now we have have a colony. Ah, of course. So this is all owned by the natives. We'll get into that in a second. But what it means is I cannot use it right now. So this is this is Cherokee land. So that's the thing. When I said that your resource extraction is one square around your city, the same holds true for native lands as well. One square around their cities or their villages, it's their land. Um, so you can do this however you wish. They have 26 villages. I would not recommend. That's a lot for this game. Like usually you would expect to see 8 or 9. So these guys are absolutely massive. If we go to war with them, we're going to be fighting them for basically the entire game. And man, oh boy, we would have to get canceled. Have to get in trouble. Um, But as you can see, you can respect the wishes of the respect the wishes. This is their land. Say okay, fine. You can pay them money for it. If I don't have any money right now, but if I did, they would take 390 gold for this land. Or we could just simply say no, it's ours. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be a jerk. Um, Instead, I'm going to go harvest lumber here. Didn't realize that there was a village here. Well, it's okay. So, okay, now this is where the good times come in. We pick a founding father. Peter Minuit is extremely useful on this end. Oh, hang on a second. All right, sorry about that. Just noticed that this was not set up correctly. Hooray, hooray. So anyway, I also make sure, I guess, that so I need to make sure that front screen is good too. Because we really want, I don't want the front. So if it's still showing Ultima, that's not going to be good. Let's see here. That's what I thought. I have to change the. I have to change the screen. Alrighty. Anyway, Peter Minuit, he essentially lets you get all the native lands for free. You no longer have to pay for lands, nor do you have to steal them. He effectively buys them all for you at essentially zero cost, which is pretty handy. But hang on just a second, gotta fix this up. All right, there we go. Okay, now it's showing correctly. All right, good. Now we can continue. All righty. Yes. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, we're back. What about that? There we are. Sorry, chat didn't pop up either. That was on YouTube. All right, so now we can continue. All right. So where were we? Oh yes, of course. Sitting right here. Um, ore is not. You don't see any ore on this island. Not really. There's a little here, a little here, but I don't know. Maybe, but you definitely have to, unfortunately, remove this village here. It's just the juice ain't worth the squeeze on this one unless there happens to be silver right here, in which case I might change my mind. Anyway, once Peter Minuet actually joined, yeah, see, it's just fish. It's not gonna be worth it. If the village wasn't there, in fact, it probably would be worth it. Oh, we found the Spanish and some silver. Well, well, well. I'm going to go get that soldier of mine. We're going to go say hello to the Spanish in a very a way that they're not going to like. All right, whatever you're doing here, forget it. Yeah, you're not doing this right now. I'll change you out to the soldier. No, no, not statesman. That'll come later. No, 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 no. You're gonna be a soldier. Okay. Yeah, big silver vein right there. I gotta go get that. All right, so by the way, just a rundown on all the goods and what they do. Food. This will sell for a very small amount, and you can buy it at a very high price in Europe. You're not supposed to sell it. You're not supposed to buy it. Um, they put the prices like that so that way you won't do that. Food should be produced here. It is used primarily to either grow horses, so long as, which we'll get into later, or if you have, I'm sorry, it's either used to grow horses, or if you save up 200 food, you get an additional colonist. So kind of the natural growth of the colony. Um, Next up, we have our four commodities: sugar, tobacco, cotton, and furs. These are our unimproved commodities, our unrefined commodities. They are, you could sell them for a decent price in Europe, and early on, they are a great way to kind of get your colony started before you have any of the professionals that you're going to need. Next, after furs, we have lumber, and lumber is going to be used by which we're collecting right now. Lumber, once again, very low price for selling, very high price for buying. You're supposed to produce it here in the New World. Lumber is going to be used at the carpenter shop to, basically lumber gets transformed into what are called hammers. You know, as you can see, it's the unit of production. So basically, they are, lumber are turned into buildings via the carpenter shop. Up next is ore. Ore is once again not something you want to trade for in Europe. The price is basically wrong. Low sell, high buy. Um, ore can be used in the blacksmith's house to turn into tools, and tools can be turned into muskets at the armory, which you have to build. So you're not selling ore in Europe. We're using it here in the New World, and you need tools. Um, you can see right away there's a lot of different buildings that require tools. There's more as the colony grows. Um, Basically, anything beyond the most basic buildings require tools. Um, so you need that ore. Next is silver. Silver is useless as a as a building, as any, it's basically useless except for selling, and it sells. But the thing is, it's not useless for selling. It sells extremely well. At the start of the game, it's the highest price. It's usually the highest price commodity. Um, Silver sells extremely well. It's a really good way, especially early game, to really get your economy like really humming. Next is horses. As long as you have 2 tons of horses, you will produce and spare food. You will produce additional horses. Kids, ask your mom and dad why that would happen. Um, Otherwise, horses are good for turning soldiers into dragoons, which are the upgraded soldiers. They're also good for creating scouts, and they're not much good for anything else. Um, you can trade them to the natives, however, you're essentially giving the natives horses and making them stronger. So that's up to you if you want to do that or not. Now you could sell them to, let's say the Spanish were settling around the area of the Iroquois, and you're the Dutch. You could sell a bunch of horses to the Iroquois then, and essentially make life harder for those guys. But yeah, that's up to you. Next is our four upgraded commodities, that being rum, cigars, cloth, and coats. These sell for a lot more money. Um, they're extremely useful. Um, if you're playing anyone but the Dutch, you need to set up a wide variety of trade goods here. If you just sell one of these, you will. So let's say you just sell rum, you will crash the rum market. But interestingly, if you're not selling one of these for in Europe, their price will go up. Um, so yeah, you want to sell, you want to try to balance things out on that aspect. So and each one of these takes a specialist house to make. So the rum is made from sugar at the rum distiller's house. Cigars are made from tobacco at the tobacconist's house. Cloth is made from cotton at the weaver's house. And coats are made from fur at the fur trader's house. Next is trade goods. These are primarily used to trade to the natives. Early on, you could get a okay price for them. Um, I don't know. You're not, you get an okay price for them. That's all I could say. You could also give them as gifts to the natives to calm them down. Yeah, you can have them if you want. Otherwise, but they're not useful outside of native relations. Next, there are tools. Tools are used for buildings. They're also used to make pioneers. Um, and tools are part of the industrial chain that leads to muskets. Um, Muskets are built at the armory, which I do not have it built yet. I believe it will spawn either here or here. Um, the armory will you assign a gunsmith to it, and he will turn tools into muskets. Um, the muskets are used primarily for obviously equipping soldiers. Um, they can also be, especially mid to late game, the price of muskets will start exponentially rising. So you can actually make money selling muskets back to Europe if you really want to. Um, but anyway, we will. But those are our commodities. Um, Certainly, early on, the muskets are uh, rather cheap to purchase in Europe. So we're going to find where that Spaniard went. They got a colony around here, and I want to take it if possible. Oh, there's the guy. Hi. Let's go and play some music. Yep. So the Spanish are, here for in the name of the Pope and the Spanish crown. They're here to convert the heathen and enrich the sovereign. Okay. So now they're angry we're here. We said, no, fuck you, we're leaving, we're staying. Do you want a peace treaty? Hell no. Yep. All right. We're at war. It's just that easy. Okay. Let's see what this pioneer wants to do. See, oh look, and there's some Iroquois up there. Okay, we got this pioneer here. Does he even have a colony? Okay, this right here is a rumor of a lost city. So these rumors can give you any sort of bonus. They can also give you some penalties. Usually, it could either be nothing. It could be a small trinket that of value. It could be a whole treasure train. It could be one of the lost seven cities of gold. It could be a fountain of youth. Um, or it could be the sacred burial grounds of an existing tribe, and they are now very unhappy with you. See, I don't think they set up a colony yet. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, and he just sent a fisherman down by me. Oh, now he set up a colony. Well, yeah, he just took his colony, and we're not going. Actually, do I want to keep this one? Conifer Forest. No, I don't want to keep this one. This is a bad place for it. I'm going to turn him back into a pioneer, abandoning the colony. There's a way better spot, and that spot is right here to take advantage of that silver. I don't know where his veteran soldier is, but we'll deal with that when we come to it. And he's just brought his fisherman down here. That's interesting. interesting. He may have already lost his. He may have attacked a settlement. And let's just get us a free fisherman. And because we won a battle, every time you win a battle, there's a chance that you become a veteran. And looks like we became a veteran. So we're going to settle here. We're going to start working on docks. Now, what's interesting is a veteran soldier can you can put them in a town. They will not lose veterancy. They only lose veterancy if you lose them in battle. So we're going to put this fisherman in here in town. We're going to take this guy out, make him put him back to pioneer. You can't grow food in the mountains, guy. But we're going to be chopping lumber. Actually, we don't need to chop any more lumber. We've got enough to build our docks. Okay, so now I've loaded up my merchantman with some goods. We're going to head back to Europe. I think in the meantime, let's fortify our little guy in here. Maybe we can hire some people to send back. So by doing a little quick war against a European power, you see we expanded from 2 colonists up to 4 very quickly. It's usually a pretty wise strat to do that early. Also, now the Spaniards they don't have any colonies. They don't. I think they have just that one colonist now. They've been set back. They've been set back a lot. They might not be a huge problem for us later. Hopefully. All right, cargo from the New World. All right, we have a Master Weaver here. I know it's a Master Weaver because I've played this a lot. Gonna unload all of our cargo. See if we can afford a 118. We might be able to afford it. Nope, 180 to get a guy. So you can see what we have available is indentured servants. These guys they are just as capable of the field as a free colonist, but they are not so good at manufacture. The only way is your indentured servants though can be turned into they can go train with the natives and essentially learn their trade. They could also become free colonists through either military service, aka winning a battle, or they can also be educated into free colonists. So there is one rank below indentured servants. Those are petty criminals. They cannot be trained by the natives. The natives won't have anything to do with them, and it takes they could be trained up to, they could be educated or through military service become indentured servants. So yeah, petty criminals are basically your trash tier colonists. While they will work in the fields as well as free colonists, they are not. They are basically completely untrustworthy in the industrial area. They won't. They minimize production. So we have our free colonists that are next. And when the religious element when our the resource is called crosses, when the number of crosses fills up, one of these is selected at random to hit the docks. The price for their passage is also based on how many crosses have currently filled up. This is proportional. So if you've just gotten someone, they'll be very expensive. If they're about to pop for free, then they'll be very cheap. But yeah, so right now, yeah, our options are or at least will be indentured servants, free colonists, okay, and hardy pioneers. Hardy pioneers are great. They clear land and build roads and They do that at a way faster rate, basically double the rate. But we can't afford anything right now, so we'll just move on. Now, as you can see, these numbers here indicate what Europe will pay, and the first number is what you will get if you sell this, and the second number is what you will pay if you buy this. So as you can see, food very expensive to purchase, um, and you literally cannot sell it for money. In this case, sometimes it's worth one. Um, Sugar is you could sell sugar for 6. You could buy it for 8. I don't know why you would. Once again, you should never be buying these commodities in Europe. There's no reason to. Um, but they all sell pretty well. Looks like tobacco sells a little lower. Cotton's also not great, but sugar's good. Sugar's the best. Now, these are going to be a bit random. Every playthrough is going to be a little different. Lumber is almost always 1/6, so you get a little money, but not enough to haul things all the way into Europe. It takes you forever to get 100. It could take a while, or especially early on, to get 100 lumber. At that point, yeah, you have 100 lumber. You sell it for 100. Great. And if you in the meantime, you could have been creating furs at basically the same rate. In that case, you would have 500 rather than 100. And I don't have to tell you, 500 is better than 100. Um, or actually, here for this particular game, or is actually selling pretty well. Usually it sells at 2, but here it's selling at 4. Interesting. Silver is selling at 19. Almost always starts at 19.20. That's great. Horses are sell for 1, buy for 2. Horses are pretty cheap. In fact, I'm going to pick. Well, no, I don't have. Both those places are only generating 2 food right now, so there's no point in picking up these horses yet. Rum, now sugar is selling for 6, rum selling for 10, tobacco sells for 3, cigars sell for 12. So, needless to say, taking the time to upgrade your these raw commodities to finished goods usually worthwhile. However, I have seen games where I've played games where these upgraded commodities will actually become cheaper than the base ones. I have seen that happen, which is very interesting. Um, Trade goods are of course super cheap. Um, Tools right now are very cheap. Muskets right now are very cheap. So, okay. So, along with recruiting from the docks, which is usually inexpensive, you could purchase. You could go for purchasing, which you could purchase artillery or a ship. Artillery is essentially it's not it's a military unit. It is really good at sieging cities and at defending cities, and it's absolute crap in the open. You can also pick up caravel, merchantman, and galleon. Caravel is your lowest level trading vessel. Merchantman is your middling one. Galleon is your big one. The Dutch start with a merchantman, so it's actually pretty useful. You can also buy your military ships, your privateers, which have the advantage of you could attack and steal enemy ships and cargo. Well, you don't steal their ships. You steal their cargo, though. This is not Sid Meier's Pirates, unfortunately. Um, but you do steal their cargo, and it doesn't cause a diplomatic incident. You don't automatically go to war if you do this. Frigate, on the other hand, while it hits harder, it will also steal cargo, but you will is an act of war for a frigate to attack a merchant vessel. But as I said, not so much a privateer. Lastly, you can train, and there's a big long list. So basically, every European expert you can purchase, as you can see from that. If you could make it out with the cost, these are extremely high. These are very expensive. Starting with ore miner at 600. Um, the European specialists, if you're buying them, they cost a lot of money. Um, Generally, you're gonna hope for you hope for your dock rolls, And if that doesn't, you only buy these guys if that doesn't work out, or if you absolutely need specialists. Um, so let's say you have a lot of tobacco, you want to turn them into cigars. Master tobacconist is not popping. He's gonna cost you 1,200, which means that first load of cigars is essentially just paying for the guy, right? So it you could these things could take a while to pay themselves back, but I mean, expert farmers are also extremely expensive. Um, However, start having some specialists in the new world, you can they can begin teaching and spreading their skills that way. Perhaps the thing you're gonna look to buy the most are these elder statesmen. They almost never proc on doc. They take forever to teach, and they're extremely important. So this is the elder statesman is just the cost of having a big colony, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So we're going to take our master weaver, even though we don't have anything to weave right now. We don't have any cotton production. Well, we could. We could. There's this broadleaf forest, if cleared, would turn into prairie, and that's good for cotton production. Um, Same with this mixed forest, although the mixed forest is good for furs, also good for lumber. The conifer forest is also good for lumber, but we can't use it right now. So I think ultimately what's going to happen is we're going to be using furs here. We're going to be chopping this and growing either cotton or food, and then here we're going to be using this for lumber eventually. And of course, we're going to be mining this for silver. The desert is basically useless land. Like a farmer can eke a little bit. An expert farmer could eke a bit of food from it. Um, the cotton planter could eke a little bit of cotton from it. You can also get some ore from here. Um, I suppose if this is being used for silver, we could use that for ore. It's not a lot of ore, but it's more than zero. We'll keep going here. The price of tobacco's gone up. The price of ore's gone up. Love to see it. Let's keep going. Price of cloth has gone up. Once again, love to see it. All right. Oh, and there's that village we didn't see before. Fantastic. All right. Now we really can't do much with the weaver down here. He'll never really get anything done down here. So we're gonna send him up there. I just wanted to see that. Price of cloth fell. You're going. The prices are going to fluctuate almost every turn. Okay, so we're gonna bring that weaver up here. And what I'm going to do is have the weaver. I know he wants to weave cloth, but what we want to do is have him chop wood for right now. He's going to then start building docks. Right now, we also want the fishermen out here turning this wetland forest into swamps or marshes. I know that doesn't sound like a major upgrade, but it is. It's at least it doesn't sound like an upgrade, but it is. Oh well, we do have some cotton here. I will have that weaver turn that once the fisherman is done chopping this wood and building these roads. Okay, let's take these gains down here. We're going to start chopping at Fort Orange, clearing the forest. We will generate more food, and I believe we're going to generate ore. Now, once again, prices are changing all over the place. Oh, darn it. Indentured servants. Go figure. Alright. Oh, now New Amsterdam has been cleared. We now have lumber. Is there a special resource under here? Nope, it's just swamp and road. Alright. Fantastic. All right, so now it's a swamp. You can see it's generating more food and it's generating more sugar, which we will pick up. And we're going to grab these coats as well. And once we now you see a caravel only has two, so you notice that with our merchantmen we're actually able to carry four things. Now once we plow this, we'll be generating 4 food and I believe 3 sugar, which is good. That's something you want to see. Yep, prices are always changing. Don't worry about it. Do not lose sleep over price changes. At least not in the game. I mean, your real world circumstances are your own. I don't know why it's just zoom me in here. Oh, because of Liberty Desire. But there's one guy here, so who cares? You see, we are also producing 1 cross and 1 Liberty Bell. The bells indicate desire for, essentially indicate basically activism for liberty against the crown. Um, it represents, that's why you put elder statesmen there in your town hall, and these bells represent them, advocating for independence. You can think of, oops, oh yeah, because the cursor was over the city. So this game does not necessarily think you might have a mouse. Like it basically says, oh, see, we just sold some coats there, and the price just fell. So supply and demand will happen. We can try to do a recruit. Ooh, an expert lumberjack or hardy pioneers. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Or I could save money and go for the expert silver miner. I'm going to save my money. We need the silver miner. This guy can be trained up by natives. That's fine. Oh, here's Peter Minuit. So now we have, Director General of the Dutch West India Company's colony America. He bought the island of Manhattan from the natives for 24 beads worth $24. But it's still a purchase. I mean, certainly at the time, the island of Manhattan was not worth nearly what it's worth now, obviously. Um, so yeah, we're going to trade. But the idea is here, he's effectively has now bought all of the land. Um, that said, it will still generate alarm if we start overproducing on that soil. So this is talking about rebel sentiment. 10% now it supports the idea of independence from the Netherlands. As they become more self-sufficient, they become more productive. So this is important. Any colony with at least 50% Sons of Liberty membership receives a +1 production bonus. So basically, if over half the people in a colony support independence, you get a +1 production bonus. So this game is is in fact steering you towards being independent from Europe. Um, I don't know why it just zoomed me in here. It's the idea is you want to be independent from Europe. There are a few ways that the price of muskets have fallen to 1. That is interesting. That almost never happens. Um, so we now have some new people. Jan de Witt allows us to trade with foreign colonies. One's kind of meh. We have Henry Hudson, that just who the Hudson Bay is named for. He went far north. He also discovered the Hudson River. Um, he's exploring for the English. What he does for you is increase your output of both fur trappers by 100%. Once again, meh. Paul Revere, where if your colonists will automatically take up muskets to defend the colony, instead of basically you get a +1 to your defense. It's not that useful. So no thanks. Pocahontas, um, you know, not only does she paint with all the colors of the wind, but she also basically restores. She restores all tension. You know, she basically calms down any ongoing disputes between you and the natives, and the native alarm is generated half as fast. One's useful later on, maybe not right now. I'm not going to try and pronounce that, but he allows all missionaries to function as experts. Um, I'm going to take this guy. These are not good options, but of all of them, the religious guy is probably the best. Being able to allow our missionaries to become experts, that's pretty useful. Um, but anyway, yeah, this thing does not assume you're using a mouse. You can actually control everything via the keyboard if you really want to. Um, I highly recommend against it. All right, we're going to make landfall here. Start doing our pickups here. All right, Fort Orange just got cleared. It's great news. So right now, before it was two food and two furs. Now we're getting three food and two tobacco. You might say, oh no, but the tobacco is worth less. Well, if we want more furs, we could always go get them. It's perfectly fine. So we're going to start heading up towards Fort Orange. We're going to plow this so we get additional food. So we're going to go live with the natives, become a master fur trapper. Okay. This is going to change the little icon. Now, a a specialist who's not doing their specialty will function as a free colonist. So it's okay if you have a fur trapper who's, you know, say, be acting as a lumberjack right now. He will act as a free colonist. And we just picked up our docks. Okay, next up is going to be our warehouse. So docks allows us to fish, to collect food from ocean and lake tiles. So we're going to do that once that fisherman's done. It's really useful to have our to build your docks. Just you know, assuming you are in a coastal tile, fishing usually gives a good amount of food. Now, one thing. Oh, we got our expert lumberjack in Europe. That's fine. One thing you're going to want to note here is that this game really wants you to build tall. So now we've plowed the swamp, by the way, and now we have more food. We're not getting more sugar, unfortunately, but at least we're getting more food. And I could move us over to here, put a road down, and we will start getting extra lumber from that particular place. So because this is an oasis, it's going to generate more food. Um, but we could get four. You know, he's not even an expert fisherman. He could get four. In fact, put him as a carpenter. Let the expert fishermen start grabbing up fish. Now you see we have loads of extra food. Fantastic. All right. I don't know if you saw the exclamation mark over the Cherokee village, but this is alarm. So basically, as Europeans start moving in, um, the natives are not too happy about that. They will begin generating alarm. And the alarm will go through many different colors. Starts with dark green, then light green, dark blue, dark cyan, then light cyan. Then I believe you have yellow, then brown, then red. Um, the more and you can have multiple exclamation marks if there's more than one source of alarm. Um, the more alarmed they are, the more likely they are to attack. With this very low level of alarm, they're more likely to just send people out to offer gifts and basically say hey essentially be act as neighbors. They're handing out they're going to be giving gifts. They might ask us for gifts, um, which is fine. I wouldn't. I'm not worried about it right now. This will become a problem later, and we will have some unfortunate events when that becomes a problem. Um, I hate to say it, but there's really no way around it. I mean, your only option is to effectively, not play the game. It's very very unfortunate. Okay, so now the king's going to throw a tax on us. Yeah, because of recent developments in our ongoing war with Prussia, we've decided to raise your tax rate by 2%. Your tax rate is now 2%. If you wish, you may kiss our royal pinky ring. Now we can either kiss a pinky ring, take the 2% tax, and just deal with it, or we can have a tantrum. Having a tantrum, in this case, would be the New Amsterdam Food Party. Um, so this is essentially a takeoff of the Boston Tea Party. Um, you basically take a commodity, throw it into the ocean, and then you don't get the tax. However, whatever it is that you threw into the ocean is now going to be boycotted in Europe. Now, food is no big deal. We it's way too expensive to buy. There's no point in selling it. It's not worth anything. So we're going to throw our food away. Yep, yep. The Sons of Liberty throw. As I said, also this is based on this is very much this has the standpoint of the English colonists. Your colony is going to develop and expand and work like specifically the 13 colonies that eventually become the United States of America. Um, Obviously, not every colony did this, and not every colony declared independence, and not every colony got their independence in the same way. For instance, Simon Bolivar, who is one of the founders you could pick up, um, he helped the peoples of South America break free. But that was more of a military affair, less of a less of a full on revolution, as it were. Um, so I don't know. He was himself a revolutionary. I'm not. I shouldn't say that, but the circumstances were different. How about that? The circumstances involved in the liberation of South America were different from North America. And even then, when I say South America, that's the Spanish-speaking part of South America. Brazil has its own path to independence as well. Basically, look, they had to pick one and stick with it, and they picked the United States because that is the format, how the United States was formed, because that is frankly what the what Sid Meier and the developers were familiar with. They were American. They based it primarily on America. If you were to do such a thing these days, you would, you know, perhaps have one with each of the national characters. Um, you would have more of a so say for South America, you'd have more of haciendas and the the people there being especially I would say the wealthy elite wanting independence, which is what happened. But what's interesting is that's what happened in North America in the United States as well. Every single one of those people signing the Declaration of Independence were extremely well heeled. Um, they were well to do. Um, there wasn't a poor man amongst them. So either way, it was both the wealthy elites, but eh, you know, at least in North America there was also an attempt by genuine revolutionaries like Patrick Henry to to stir up the people. Also, North America did the United States. Many of the colonies did have a strong democratic root, especially in New England and in the Mid Atlantic. A little less so down further down south, but generally, certainly at a local level, the governor may have been appointed by the king or may have been appointed by popular acclaim, depending on where and when you were in the colonies. Um, but generally, you have your sorry. Generally, your as at the certainly at the local level, democracy kind of was the order of the day. So people would vote on issues affecting their town or whatever. Not sure if that's how that worked in the Spanish, the more Spanish speaking areas. Um, I actually have no idea if it was a if it was more of a the landowners got together and talked things through, or if the regular people also got a say. I'm not sure. Be interesting to look that up. But anyway, we don't have to pay the tax, and now we can't trade food anymore. But that's fine. We weren't going to. Food doesn't trade very well in this game. It's just how it is. Okay, we've got some cotton. Now, when we get there, there's going to be a lumberjack waiting for us, and we're going to put him in New Amsterdam as well. Um, One thing is, this game generally wants you to grow tall. Um, you can go wide, but you need to grow tall. All right, so we're going to do our expert silver miners now. Okay, so the expert silver miners will of course go to the other colony. That's basically all of our money. That's fine. We will we will absolutely benefit from this. So we're going to start putting roads in here. Ah, okay, they moved. Good. Now I can start putting roads on the silver mine. That's going to be money. Yep, it's run out of lumber. That's fine. I'm going to put somebody back on lumber. So yeah, just to make it clear, most places, as I was mentioning earlier, for fur, for lumber, anywhere where you would get lumber, you would generally get the similar amount of fur. Um, so if you were trying to use lumber as a commodity that you're trying to sell, just do fur instead. Okay, we're gonna go to Fort Orange first. And drop off our silver miner. Oh, price of horses has gone up. And now we have our docks. That's fantastic. We're going to start building a warehouse so we can store more than 100 things. Um, so you can store up to 100 of each commodity until you build a warehouse. The only exception being food. Food will go up to 200 even early on. So you see, we built that road, and now instead of 8 lumber, we're collecting 10, and that's just with a regular guy. Okay, now we don't really need these to stay as woods. I mean, scrub forest, man. Like, the farmer doesn't care. Neither does the cotton planter. So it really, neither does the ore miner. It really doesn't matter if you are, or it doesn't matter. We have a desert here. Okay, yeah, so ore miner benefits ever so slightly from it being desert. We already have a mountain here. That's going to be enough for our ore miners. Um, we don't, I'm going to be honest, I don't care. We have a plot of land that is currently settled. Someone's plowing, someone's plowing soil here. We're going to find out who it is. Okay, silver miner, you get to work mining. So, yeah, I can't grow food in these mountains. Like, yeah, no, you're not a food guy. You're not a farmer. So you see, we moved that musket man out, and we got more alarm on that village. They are very unhappy with the fact that we've just put armed soldiers right next to their village. They're worried that we might do something untoward, which we won't right now. The Spanish. No, we're not going anywhere. No, we're not. We're not going to make peace with you either. The Spanish. Now, I got these veteran soldiers here. We're going to see if we can't take them. Ooh, he's trying to bring reinforcements in. Now, how I know he's bringing reinforcements? Caravel, Spanish Caravel. See the zero here? It means that he's not carrying any goods. But with this little tab underneath here, you see it right there. There's a little tab. That indicates that there's more guys on that ship. Let's see here. Oh, he's put soldiers in here. Interesting. Wow. We'll see what. Let's hope he doesn't have more reinforcements. Okay, we're going to take our furs and our sugar. We're going to go back to Europe. You might say, wait, is this basically the most of the game? It's like, yeah, that's basically the game. Now, lumberjack with a prime timber with a road, 18 lumber, right there. So he's gonna get some lumber. And what I'm probably gonna do is after our lumber stockpile gets filled, I'm gonna have him start chopping, and I'm going to have this guy start collecting furs there. Alrighty. Hopefully this doesn't backfire horribly on me. It is not yet. It's fantastic. Spanish. What the devil did they think they could get away with here? Well, we're going to try to take Santo Domingo. Hopefully it's a good colony. I have no idea. What's on the other side there? Yeah, you see that too. They're selling away with two goods, and we just got those hardy pioneers on the docks. That's fantastic. And there's a petty criminal, and we march into the colony. We took 358 gold. Nice. All right. Oh, okay. I got other things to explain then. Okay, so he's put in some missions. This is also going to cause us some trouble. I'm going to have to replace those missions. Fortunately, I'm going to use this. This is a petty criminal. Um, they are not good at anything. Like I said, they're fine on a. They're fine in the fields, but if you put them in the city, for instance, here they would do one. Completely useless. Just building a stockade. Yeah, I can understand why. I'm going to continue that stockade. He's got horses here. He just brought in some horses. Now, from our production tab, we can see that based on this extra food, um, we're essentially dividing our extra food between stockpile and horses. We have one food going to the stockpile, one food going to horses. So we're slowly increasing our number of horses. That's fantastic. Um, so who are these? These are Indian converts. Jesus, these are native converts. They are So basically, you set up one thing you can do here is set up missions. Um, you can set up missions in the game, and it will convert the populace, and you will slowly get a trickle of these converts. What the native converts do, is they're good in fact, they're better in the fields than any free colonists. They're not as good as a specialist, though. I believe they get like +1 or +2 um, to their to a lot of production in the fields. So essentially they're better at they're essentially better at, oh God, this is awful, because they know the land better. They can grow food better. How about that? Than the regular colonists. That said, they are not so good at production. They're as bad as a petty criminal at production. And by the way, so he's growing 5 food. If I were to put the criminal over here, he'd only grow 4. So, but yeah, he was going 3 here. The criminal could only grow 2. As the same is true for the free colonists as well. So remember, a petty criminal is just as good as a free colonist out in the fields. Now, the problem with the converts, the reason I don't personally like them, they aren't as good as specialists, and they cannot be educated up. Um, they're basically going to stay as converts the entire game. Um, Early on, they're really useful. Later on in the game, they are less useful. And I feel terrible saying something like that, but I mean that's the game. I didn't make the game, um, but no, they are not. They're not as useful later on. That said, if you don't want to train up free colonists into, say, farmers or something like that, these guys will make sure you get your food. So I was just mentioning the hacienda system, and oh, there it is. And our road is done up in the second colony. Okay, so we just sold everything. We now have 700 gold. I'm going to go ahead and purchase some artillery. Actually, no, I'm going to buy some trade goods. So we bought them for 200. We'll see how useful those are. Actually, I will buy some artillery. I don't trust the Spaniards. I'm going to continue to wander about. Okay, so now that we have this road here, instead of producing 6, he's now producing 8. So, absolutely fantastic. He's producing 8 silver, which at current prices, like 19, 19 sale price, basically means he's making us, let's see here, 152 gold a turn. Um, yeah, a very, it's a lot of money. Oh, this is tropical forest with a prime timber sitting on it. Did they build a colony on prime timber? Did the AI really build a colony on prime timber? That is the dumbest thing. Actually, wait, is there any ore even around here? There is not. There is no source of ore. Okay, there is a source of ore here, is these hills. So I'm going to move this colony. This colony sucks. I'm moving it. I'll just, who cares about the horses? I get more horses. I'm going to move this colony. Yep. It sucks to lose the 30 food, but we want to build here. Well, we'll still take advantage of the plow, but you're not getting the lumber here. Ugh. Computer's dumb. So we don't want to plow this. We want to put a road here. We're just moving our colony one over. Lumber is ready at New Amsterdam. See, with an expert lumber with an expert lumberjack with a prime sorry, expert lumberjack prime timber with a road filled up real fast. Um, but now I can spend some time and get some furs off of this. So that'll make us some money. I'm just looking around trying to find the where the Cherokee village with the mission is. I want to see how close they are and how basically how much danger I'm in. Okay. Now you see, yeah, also when you're a specialist, it will highlight what that guy's actually good at. But we don't care what he's good at right now. I care about developing the settlement. All right, Cherokee Village. Love to see me. So that those trade goods we picked up for 200, they're going to pay 400 for. That's a really good price. So yeah, of course, trading with them definitely helps. They want rum and cigars. It sells coats, cloth, or ore. I'm going to take the cloth. Okay, and they'll give us 25 cloth for 23. That's for 230. It's about nine a cloth, and it sells for 10. That'll be a little profit. A little profit. I mean, we're more interested in the in the goodwill it generates. Now, the other thing is converts cannot build colonies. They cannot build colonies. So, whoops, no. You do not go to wherever it is you think you're going to go. However, our colonists, of course, can. So we're going to start chopping wood. Going to bring our native convert in there. Now you see, as soon as we built that colony, we started seeing some alarm. Oh, they just brought up. They're still bringing people. What the devil? Why would you do this? That's all right. I have no idea where the. Oh, hey, we cleared that out. Let's plow it. All right. Now with these guys, we can plow that. You might say, "Wow, these Cherokee are gonna start getting real uncomfortable real fast." It's like it's unfortunate, but yeah, they will. They're not going to be appreciative of our efforts here. But we don't. I mean, once again, I mean, you either. But what are you gonna do? Not you could just not play the game, I guess. But you could try to cause the least amount of harm. Which, of course, naturally, that is what you want to do, is try to create the least amount of harm. Okay, so we're going to start working the forest here. He's going to bring that guy right by my city, isn't he? He's going to walk it. He's just going to walk. No, he's going to found a city here. Why? Well, I guess if he walked right next to us, then it would be also bad. But this is a terrible place for a city. Why would you set up a city here? There's no bonus. There's 4 ocean tiles, one of which is going to be a bad production. There's no bonus fish. There's no nothing. I'm going to get my artillery out. We're gonna fix these guys up. I'll fix them up real good. It's like the worst place to put a. Oh man, no, leave the tobacco. Bring the silver. Got like 80 silver here. I guess we could kind of still poke around here. Alright, we got this petty criminal. I could send him down to show you what happens, but I've already told you they want nothing to do with this with the petty criminals. So he'll just come in here and I guess grow food. Actually, no. It's better to have him grow food than have this guy chop wood. The converts do not chop wood better than a free colonist, but like I said, they grow food, trap fur, and the base commodities and food they produce at a higher rate. I think also ore. Than a free colonist. Not as good as a expert. Yeah, no, they're gonna hang around. No, we're not gonna have peace. Yeah, these. Yeah, see the Cherokee already starting to get a little annoyed by our all of our improvements. All right, gonna have to kiss the pinky ring on that one. Gotta be able to trade sugar. Gotta be able to trade sugar. So yeah, they're starting to get annoyed, which I mean, of course they are. We're a bunch of Dutch yahoos show up and start throwing down roads and plowing stuff under, and we wheel a big ass cannon by their city. See, a 7 attack, quite a big attack. Yeah, this is pointless. Why is this here? Let's get rid of this. I'm still a little concerned. Oh, they put their mission on the capital. Oh, those bastards. Oh, we cleared out that marsh, and now it's got a minerals. Uh, that's good. It will produce. It will actually produce more ore. Um, New Amsterdam's got big ore, but we could we could grow food, do whatever we want with it naturally. Now they're still freaking out because we're just walking this giant freaking cannon right by them. And we got some free colonists. That's fine. Unload that cargo. You see that 1,500 for that silver. This is what I'm talking about. This silver gets your colony going. We're already 1548. 50 turns in. We're already starting to pull down big money. Season scouts. We need those. All right. Also bring some trade goods so that way I can, hopefully make some peace here. Yeah, there's. See, the alarm has turned from green to blue. They're starting to get a little annoyed with me. I'm going to become a master fur trapper. Why not? Still green most other places, but they're very unhappy with the fact that we are just chopping everything down, and that we have a giant freaking cannon. Although now that we've moved the giant freaking cannon away back into the city, they're a little. They still don't like the fact that we're using a lot of resources, which once again makes sense. Makes sense. Of course they're unhappy about that. This guy is actually going to go to Fort Orange. Okay, we're gonna keep this guy there. Put a road here in these mountains. But even though they're upset, they're still giving us gifts. Okay. Now next we're going to drop off these scouts. These scouts are going to I'll put that guy in there right now. I have no idea where the Spanish are going to try to set up a colony. You know, he can at least in the meantime do a little work. I mean, why not, right? I'm gonna put a road in here for mining efforts. We are going to put some missionaries down. First, we're going to just sail in here for right now. Doing a trade ends that ship's turn, and I wanted this colonist to be able to start moving towards a native tribe to learn things. So you can demand tribute from them if you want. I'm not gonna. I'll speak with the chief. Okay, they have tobacco planters. Oh, I need to send a guy up there for a tobacco plant. Well, this indentured servant's going to become a tobacco planter. They want rum, cigars, and horses. I'm going to tell you about nearby lands. Okay. Give us some sugar here. Offering up furs. Oh, he's going to set up right there, isn't he? He's going to set up right there, isn't he? Oh, I know that. I know it. Let's get that guy on board the ship. Okay, we're going to trade our 100 trade goods. I see they're annoyed with us. We brought them some alarm, so they're not willing to give us such a good price for these trade goods anymore. But we're just going to gift them, which will help relations. They want rum and cloth and tobacco. That's interesting. You sell sugar or furs. Buy some sugar. Selling sugar on the cheap. Why not? And let's just bring in our fishermen to start fishing. Okay, so we have these swamps here. Okay, they have expert ore miners here. No, I thought they had fur trappers. Why the hell did they give me fur trappers if they're ore miners? Trying to figure that one out. Okay, I kind of want a galleon at this point, not gonna lie. They want trade goods, tools, and rum. They have fur trappers as well. Fantastic. All these nearby lands. Ah, there's a little land here. Fur trader. This is the one. This is the one specialty that natives will teach that is of that generates final goods. The fur trader. He turns furs into coats. Oh, we got our next batch of lumber. It's fantastic. Oh, we now have a full batch of furs. I'll start, I guess, turning them into coats. Got nothing else to do with them. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave it for now. So we want to get this guy up to New Amsterdam. signed a peace treaty. Well, we haven't run into either of those. But knowing the French, they're probably going to betray that peace treaty. Well, nothing else to do right now. Let's get some furs. We now have a warehouse. That's fantastic. Go back to fur production. So you see, now that we have more people, we have more options. I'll build a stockade. That's certain. That's sure to improve relations. I'll make them way happier with me. If I put a giant wooden wall around the place. Expert ore miners. Yeah, I'd have to send a wagon train out to trade with these guys. Muskets have gone up. Yeah, of course they have. Someone buying muskets. Okay, we got to supply furs. All right, get these furs on board. Get this sugar. Last thing we have is the. I'll go get you. Put you on board. I'm gonna start getting fur because we have that nice fur spot up here. New Amsterdam's basically in a good spot right now. Yeah, we won't be able to plow this. Because if we were to plow this, we would lose the oasis. So we're just gonna have to deal with that. That's fine. Looks like we might just be on a small island. Now you might notice that we have quite a bit of alarm here, even though we're not even over there. Like, why would there be an alarm? Basically, there's a Spanish mission there, and they are basically talking mad trash about us. Talk about how terrible we are, and everything we're doing is heathenry and not to be trusted, and get real worried over every last thing we do. Like that's what they're doing. They're throwing shade. Can't do anything about it right now. I have to replace their. Have to replace their try to replace their missionary. The easiest way for me to do that would be to build a church. Oh, come on, nearby lands again? No beads? Come on. They give you beads, it's worth money. All they've given me is just tales of nearby lands when I've already explored all these lands. Alright, I'm going to put up our silver. 100 silver. Alright, put this guy back on silver. We're going to be able to afford a galleon after this. That's good news. We need one. Okay, up. They've already taught Europeans. Okay, that's what I thought. Already taught the Europeans. And you'll notice that they don't. That doesn't necessarily mean that they've taught Europeans from your country. It means they've taught Europeans. So if the AI uses that native settlement to train people, then you're just supposed to go learn from go learn from the Spanish. You'll be fine. Alrighty. So these guys gave me fur trading. I don't know if these guys gave me anything yet. I don't think so. But I do know that we have basically run out of land. You see, now they're asking us for a gift. So, the spirit of Thanksgiving, give us give them food, and that really lowers alarm a lot. That it's a I know it's annoying to give away half your food, but on the flip side, it's a on the flip side, it is a useful way to lower alarm. Lowers it a great deal. Lowers it right away. Okay, so we're going to start trading fur here for right now. So we're going to be turning these furs into coats. Eventually, this guy's going to move up to Fort Orange. I have to reorganize things a little bit. Also, I need to start thinking about another colony. I need to get that explorer over to the other continent. Okay, now I can buy that galleon. Good news. Galleons are such good news. I'm gonna get some trade goods so I could trade with the capital of the Cherokee. I'm gonna save the rest of my money as I want a privateer as well. I want to start preying on French and English shipping. Okay, I'm gonna start spreading horses around. Yeah, I got four colonists in each colony right now. We're doing pretty good. About to have 5 in one of them. So how we get these horses? He's got 50 horses on him. We're just gonna turn him into a colonist for a moment. Yeah, put him in here. Have him do some stuff. But right now he's just a colonist. But his 50 horses have now hopped down here. We're now going to be next turn we have 2 tons of horses. We'll move him back out and kind of keep going. We're definitely not throwing our silver into the ocean. We're definitely not doing that. Okay, we got Preacher here. Preachers are good for cross production. Yeah, come another fur trapper. Why not? You can clear specialties, and we will clear specialties. Especially since we have too many fur trappers. Okay, so I have a galleon here. The galleon can handle trade with Europe. Galleon's handling trade with Europe, and we're going to let the merchantmen handle internal matters. He's just the merchantmen. I don't think we need to really send out of the New World. All right, we're going to take this colonist, turn him back to a scout. He's going to spread horses elsewhere as well. Spreading horses. English and French have signed another peace treaty. So perhaps they were not at peace for a while. Okay. Yeah, 16 furs a turn. That's nuts. Definitely need a warehouse there. Hey, they'll give us lots of money for that. They want tools and rum. Sugar, furs, and tobacco. Well, get the tobacco because I know that other place wants tobacco. Just interesting. They very rarely want base commodities. But I guess they do right now. Okay, I'm going to put that hardy pioneer getting some ore right now, or we want him to actually, I don't want to take this merchantman. I'm going to actually have him just produce his own tools and move on. might be like, well, why'd you put the preacher in charge of bell production? It's like, well, because um, right now I don't have an elder statesman. I can't worry too much about bell production at the moment. Okay, let's find a new place to settle down here. More Cherokee. Man, they're just all over this dang map. Okay, we got conifer forest here. A lot of tropical forest. Big fish. Maybe. Fish is a big maybe. Okay, you got a way to turn. Actually, you know what? You grow food so that way we can make sure to have enough horses. Because next turn you're going to become a scout and you're going to head north. What do we have here? It's a good spot. That's a pretty good spot. I like that spot. Okay, swamp. Yeah, that's ore. Marsh. I believe marsh with. Well, let's see. Marsh with minerals. It also says ore. You can get silver from these mineral deposits. You can get silver from them. Not a lot of silver, but you can get some. Okay, we're going to load up with all of this. Okay, I'm going to take this colonist with me, the fur trader. He and the scout are going to board the ship. Because we need this fur trader up here. That's a bit too much alarm for my taste. Oh, but you'll notice since we moved people away and they gave us a gift, now they're, mainly because we moved people away, their alarm is lower now. What do we get here? Nothing but rumors. Okay. You can get a lost expedition there, though. So look out. The chief, they want tools, rum or cloth, valuable beads. There it is. Now I could go to Europe. Buy my privateer. Let's go. Okay, you're not trading fur. You're going to go get fur. I'm going to trade fur there for the coats. Got a lot of fur here. Did you want the tobacco? No, they didn't want the tobacco. Must have been the other guys. Oh, and then they jump on that one square I need to be on. Dang it. Okay. I'll crash the dang market in fur. Need to bring up the tobacco, though. I'm going to absolutely wreck that fur market. Mark my words. But galleons have the highest, or the trade vessels with the highest speed. Let's see here. I'm going to take the, you say a fur trapper. I'm going to take the scout. I'm going to turn you into a colonist for a moment. Get horses started here. Fort Orange. There's my privateer. Okay, it must have been them that wanted the tobacco. Alright. Privateers move, are the fastest vessels. They move a lot. Oh, petty criminals. Dang. However, all missionaries now function as experts. Fortunately, over in Europe, I can make petty criminals into, um, cross production increased by 50%. I can make, in Europe, you could make anyone into a missionary, including petty criminals. See here, increase of Liberty Bell production of statesmen by 50%. That's really good. Francis Drake makes my privateer stronger. Coronado is just, you can see all existing colonies. It's less useful, and DeWitt, I'm still not keen on. Thomas Jefferson, we'll get him. Alright, we'll pay that for the tobacco. I have no idea if that's a good price. Doesn't matter. Buy some more from them. Set up the colony of New Holland. Away we go. See here. I'll just sail around, try to find. Really anyone or anything at this point. So we're going to sell all this cargo. Yeah, price of coats went down slightly, but you notice that the price of fur didn't. That is the power of the Dutch. Alright, make those guys missionaries. Oh, I can start bringing over farmers. Oh, that's good. That's real good. I don't need master distillers yet. I'll bring over some farmers. Do I want another galleon? Not right now. Although I could get a second privateer. I'll think about that. Guess I could have trained an elder statesman. Actually, it's going to start needing those soon. Just cruising around looking for trouble. Privateer. Oh my goodness. Fort Orange. This joker, he needs to be out scouting. Alrighty. Well, I think this is probably a good place to cut it. I mean, we're just it's mostly more of this for a good long time. So, been at this for nearly 2 hours. So we'll go ahead and stop here. Anyway, Sid Meier's Colonization. Get it on Good Old Games. It's an interesting, call it an interesting relic, more or less. I do like playing it around this time of year. It's not entirely forgotten, though. It was, let's see here. They did an expansion for Civ 4 that is essentially this game, just using the Civ 4 mechanics, so it's a little bit different. Not quite as not quite as clean, I don't think. I don't care for it. I don't care for it nearly as much as the original one. First one is this one right here. This is the one. Oh, there's that Spaniard, and we just damage his caravel. Nope. Food in exchange for friendship. That's fine. Once again, Thanksgiving. English and French have signed a treaty. How many treaties they got to sign? Some price fluctuations. There's a warehouse. Fantastic. So what I want to do is build that fur trading post, but without a good source of tools. I'm going to have to bring in some tools in order to build it. But I do want to build that fur trading post because I'm getting a lot of. You know, let's get that started. So I'm bringing in a lot of. So did I put tools on this? Did I get tools? No, I did not. Okay, no worries. But that fur trading outpost will improve my discovery of the Pacific Ocean. There we go. And it looks like Inca. Okay. I know where the Inca are. You might say, well, you know, what difference does that make? Well, so when attacking natives, if you burn their cities down, you'll get different you'll get different amounts of money. Oh, there's the English. Fantastic. Let's get that privateer back over here. Actually, you know what? Let's not get that privateer back over there. I want him to continue to explore. Let's get another privateer out here. Well, that's silver. Yep, there's the Inca. Um, so you could either have nomadic tribes, they have very little money. The agrarian tribes like the Cherokee and the Iroquois, they have some. And you have the Aztecs and Incas. They're loaded. I'm going to establish the mission. So once you have a mission established, you could actually incite them to attack to attack your enemies. We're not going to obviously we're not going to do that here. We don't know what is around them. But yeah, that farmer's producing a lot of food. It's really good to see. Love to see it. We have the. I remember seeing the Iroquois up top. Oh, there's a big food production right there. Let's get to it. Yeah, you do want to go tall for a while, and then you're going to want to start going wide. You don't need that many colonies. I wouldn't recommend more than 5 or 6, frankly. 5 or 6 main ones. And as you can see, I already have like 3. Um, but here, maybe. But there's a lot of tundra. It depends what these squares are as to whether or not this would be a good settlement area. Nope, terrible. It's actually terrible. Okay, they're good for. Oh, it tells of nearby lands. Okay, cool. So you might say, you know, how would I know that's the Inca? Once again, I've just played it a lot. I know the colors. Inca do. You take an Incan city, it's worth a lot of money. They have a lot of cities. You get a big wagon train for those. And you know, I'm well aware. I'm well aware of how terrible that you know, like historically that is, and it is. It's an absolute travesty historically. But they're so far away from me. I don't have to really pester them or bother them. Like if I did that, that would literally just me being a jerk. And he just brought a ore miner over to me. I mean, he didn't. He's not thinking he's bringing the Spanish are bringing an ore miner to me, but that's what's happening. Um, Build that lumber mill. Continue to explore. I'll send out these guys. The Aztecs also present a large amount of money. They're probably, if I had to guess, I'm going to guess they're probably around here. They usually put them when you generate a non-Earth world. They do tend to put those natives towards the back, just because they are a bit game breaking and Oh no, my privateer got damaged. They can be a bit game breaking in terms of just how much damage they could, just how much money they're going to hand out. It's furs. Doing this exploration is pretty handy. Okay, we're just gonna bring a bunch of fur back to Europe, along with tobacco and sugar. And then when I'm there, I'm going to pick up tools. I know it's like you're going to the dang grocery store. I mean, there's a land bridge to. There's a. If I just keep going this way, I will eventually hit Inca. Mm, no, not doing it. You might say, yeah, it's free money. It's like, yeah, but A, it's not free money. You actually do have to, as it is a city, they have the most, they have a large amount of people there. Let's get that privateer out of here. French, and it's like we have a Cherokee village that is very alarmed by the English. We know this because it's a brown exclamation point with a red border that implies they're heavily alarmed, and they are alarmed by the English because the English have are red. French are blue, Spanish are yellow, Dutch are orange. Tails again. That's where the Spaniard. That's where the dang Spanish guy went. I was wondering where they're. Because they start with a veteran. They start with a veteran soldier. I was wondering where the devil that guy was. And now I know. So coats have fallen. Okay. Yeah, we're starting to flood the market with coats. That's to be expected. 4,000 gold. Dang. All right, so this is gonna buy us a elder statesman. See here, we're also gonna recruit up an expert fisherman. Those are going to go to Fort Nassau. Interesting. Little bay area here. With the French and English around, this is not prime real estate. I mean, yeah, they could get to me, over land here, but as a set of Veracruz, this is a better spot for a city, obviously with two prime forests and a prime fish and rainforest, and but it's right next to a village. There's nothing that gets you more alarmed faster than setting right next to a village. You really, really don't like it when you do that. So I'm just going to take that colony from him, take his guy, send him off. We'll take the 1% tax hike. Plymouth, this is not their first colony. Yeah, 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 yep, yep. As expected, they're growing. Yeah, you can't. You can only visit a village once. I mean, you can visit it more than once, but you won't get a benefit for visiting more than once. So you can slow down trading vessels as you just by your mere presence. And what pirates? We've never condoned piracy. And we're not moving our troops. And no, we will still not have peace with you. You got all these pirates over here. Like, pirates? In my colony? Oh, no, sir. You must have me confused with someone else. Yep, alright. He evades. It's fine. The Iroquois have 3 villages. Why did they do this? This whole thing up here should be Iroquois. They should have like 9 villages, and the Cherokee have, I guess 14. It's still a lot, but oh, oh, there's 4 goods on that ship. Oh, there's about to be 0 goods on that ship. If I have anything to say about that. Oh man, that's good stuff right there. That's what you want to see. Let's take this. Yep, there he is. And we picked up some money while we're at it. Come on out. Take those tools. Let's get going. Okay, oh boy. Alright, what do we want? I'll take the ore and the sugar. Nice. Pirates? Never condone piracy. My goodness. Sir. Sir. Okay. Still can't build a church here yet. We can, but we haven't built a church here yet. Oh yeah, that's right. I was wrapping up. So I guess that's about as good of an ad as any. Just the idea that yeah, you still have that one more turn. This game still has that one more turn mentality to it. Um, well, it's an absolutely fascinating game. There's no other game. Like I said, you see all the like the economic aspect of it. There's no real game like this out. I don't want to say there's no game like this out on the market, but I can't think of any that really kind of capture the feeling of doing this economic trade. Essentially a forex, but with economics. You just generally don't see that much. Oh, finally ran out of lumber. Lumberjack is going to very quickly get the lumber back. We'll have this guy chop. We'll have this guy hammer while the lumberjack chops. Oh wait, oh this is the merchant. We're dropping. We are dropping off. So a nice thing with the with having more than one ship is you can start setting up internal trade routes. You don't have to worry so much about not every ship has to go to Europe, basically. So right. So anyway, as I was saying, oh, there's the Sioux tribe. See, they're nomadic, so they'll have the least amount of plunder. available. They and other nomadic nomadic tribes, they have the least amount of plunder. Not that once not that you should be plundering native cities, obviously, but it's a game. It's a game based on history. It's not. You shouldn't apply real life to what is obviously a strategy game. Nope. Golden artifacts worth 280. Nice. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Um, if you celebrate, if you had a good Thanksgiving. If not, then I hope you had a good day.